You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
What's up, Black and White sports fans? John Matrix here, and I'm back with another video. All right, we're going to the Marxist NBA of China League in the Orlando bubble. The playoffs resumed last night, but we're not even here to talk about the playoffs because the NBA is actually more focused on trying to turn their arenas into voting locations for people to go out and vote. And they really want you to vote for the Democrats. Let's not even make a secret about that, but I digress. So they want to turn their locations, their arenas, into voting locations because the NBA believes in voter suppression. And this is their excuse for voter suppression. Minorities have to wait in very, very long lines in the last election. Wow. So people are being suppressed. Now, granted, it's not just minorities that wait in the long lines. It was also white people as well. I mean, I went out and I voted in the last election, did not complain about the line whatsoever. That's not voter suppression. That's just, I guess a supply and demand issue right there. But anyway, we find out now that the NBA players are hypocrites. Once again, they want to not play for their jobs. They don't want to do their jobs because Jacob Blake was shot in the back. But we found out that Jacob Blake's shooting was 100% justified. I'm not going to get into all the details on that. We actually had a live stream yesterday, actually, and you can actually check that out on the channel. It's still up there. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so now the push is to get all these people across the country. We want them to vote. We want them to vote. That's what they're saying. Vote, 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 vote. Voting makes a difference. But then we find out from the NBA players meetings that the NBA players aren't registered to vote. Votes, only 20% of the NBA players were registered to vote. Now, we know that they actually have foreign players, like Luka Doncic. He's not going to be eligible to vote, even though, Democrats probably want him to vote. But anyway, so I'm assuming that the 20% is actually 20% of eligible voters, eligible people that can register to vote. So I'm thinking American citizens that are in the NBA, but they're not registered to vote. That's what I'm thinking. That is pathetic. That is absolutely 100% pathetic. And before the NBA started pushing all this, they should have actually polled the players to see who was registered to vote and not. 20% is a very, very low number. But, Marxists, they don't really care about voting. They care about big government and giving all the power to the government. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that these guys do not vote in elections. But yet they want to complain about every single thing, but yet they do not vote. They don't. But still, let's say that even if it was 80, 90% that voted, this is not still going to stop criminals from committing criminal activities like Jacob Blake. Let's just be 100% clear on that. But in the meeting, man, they said that Doc Rivers was very vocal and very disappointed when he found out that only 20% of the players were registered to vote. He actually said this is a quote, "You guys look in the mirror to create real change. You guys are making this stand." Yeah, because it was the players that came out with this. But only 20% of you guys are registered voters. That needs to be 80 to 85%. That's what Doc Rivers said. Actually, you know what? Since all these players want to kneel, it probably should be closer to 100%. 100%. So let's say that the NBA is successful, we're getting a lot of people to go and vote in their arenas and everything. And let's say that Donald Trump still wins. What will LeBron James, the NBA, what will they have to say about that? What kind of excuse will they actually give? You guys didn't vote in the last election. That's on record. That is 100% clear. You guys are absolute 100% frauds. Folks, Charles Barkley was right back in 1993. He said, I'm not a role model. Athletes shouldn't be role models. Parents should be role models. Absolutely 100%. And I truly, truly do believe that. Charles was right about that back in the 90s. Athletes, they don't really know much. You know, they probably know just as much as me and you. And actually probably even less. You know, see, me, myself, man, I can tell you guys, I am a registered voter. I'm 43 years old. I've been registered to vote since I was 18 years old. Okay. So if you guys want your voice to be heard, okay, I'm talking to you, the listeners, even the NBA players. If you want your voices heard, get out there and vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. That's up to you. You make up your own decision. You know, I believe that America is the freest country there is in the world. I don't believe that certain minority groups are being oppressed. You know, that's just the mindset I believe that the far left likes to put into the minds of the people. You guys can easily go out there and register to vote. If you got to wait in a long line, so be it. Because white people, black people, Hispanics, we're all waiting in the same line. Okay. So just deal with it. Do not listen to these frauds from the Marxist NBA of China. They are in no position to talk about voting. None whatsoever, because they themselves do not actually vote. Now, Doc Rivers did say that they were going to get players registered to vote while they're in the NBA bubble. I don't know how that's going to work because you can only register, I believe, in your home state. I don't really know how that works, but they're frauds. The NBA should have did its homework on this before they went out and was telling people you need to come out and vote. You can vote at our arenas and all this other stuff, but yet your NBA players aren't registered voters. Do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see how these NBA players do not actually believe in any of this stuff that they're talking about? You know what? Probably most of these players probably don't even believe in systemic racism. They probably don't. You know, look at them. They're very, very successful. You know, if you want to talk about systemic racism, I guess, and I'm not even saying this is racist. Look at the NBA. The NBA, 80% of the players are black. So they're creating so many millionaires that are black. White guys, not so much in the NBA, but you don't hear that is systemically racist. You don't. I just believe, you know, the best players should actually be in the NBA regardless of color. You know, when I go out and I get a job, if I don't get the job, it's not because I'm black. It's just because somebody else is better qualified. You know, if you guys get out of that mindset that you're being oppressed, you know, if you keep listening to these woke NBA players, then you will never be successful in life. You won't. Don't listen to these guys for advice on anything. The frauds, the hypocrites, they're not even registered voters, but they want to tell you to vote. Vote the orange man out. But they didn't even try to vote in the last election. Frauds. But anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.